The final hours of Jesus, what really happened before he died. What would you do if you knew you had only one day to live? Would you run? Would you hide? Or would you stand, knowing your death was part of a divine plan to save the world? This is the story of Jesus' final hours, the day before he was killed, a day of betrayal, pain, prayer, and prophecy fulfilled. It began in a quiet room. Jesus was surrounded by his closest friends, yet he knew that one of them would betray him. He looked them in the eye and said, "Truly I say to you, one of you who is eating with me will betray me." Mark 14:18. The room froze. The disciples were shocked. "Surely not I," they asked, one by one. But Jesus knew the truth. Judas Iscariot had already made a deal, 30 pieces of silver in exchange for the Son of God. Why would a friend betray the Messiah? Was it greed? Was it disappointment? Or was it prophecy being fulfilled? Later that night, Jesus went to the Garden of Gethsemane. There, he fell to the ground, not as a king, but as a man in deep agony. He begged, "Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Remove this cup from me, yet not what I want, but what you want." Mark 14:36. His sweat became like drops of blood, the weight of the world's sin crushing him. Can you imagine such pain? Would you still choose to obey, even if it led to suffering and death? Then betrayal arrived with a kiss. Judas walked up to Jesus and said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. With that signal, the soldiers seized Jesus. His disciples fled in fear, and Jesus stood alone, the innocent, captured like a criminal. The night turned into a mockery of justice. He was dragged before the Sanhedrin, beaten, spat on, falsely accused, and yet he stayed silent. But he kept silent and made no answer. Mark 14:61. Then they asked, "Are you the Christ, the Son of the Blessed One?" Jesus answered with power, "I am, and you will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven." Mark 14:62. Those words sealed his fate. And what of Peter, the loyal one, the brave one? When pressed, he denied Jesus 3 times. Then a rooster crowed, and he began to curse and swear, "I do not know this man of whom you speak." Mark 14:71. Peter wept bitterly. Have you ever denied someone you loved out of fear? By morning, Jesus was handed over to Pontius Pilate. The crowd would soon shout, "Crucify him!" But before that moment, before the nails and the cross, Jesus had already made his choice to obey, to suffer, to love, to the very end. The day before Jesus died wasn't just the beginning of his end. It was the fulfillment of God's promise, the turning point of history, and a demonstration of unshakable love. So the real question is, what will you do with the last day of his life? Don't stop here. Watch our next video to uncover why Jesus had to die and what it means for your future. Subscribe for more powerful Bible-based storytelling.